After that, ma'am, once again, I think, ma'am, I realized if I will have to find the job in coding field in IT sector, then I have to learn about the English. It is a very paramount. It is a very essential. I'm learning. I have to consistency. I don't want to break my consistency, ma'am.
No,
Now,
the
ma'am. But
consistency
thank
is
you
the
very much.
key. It's the primary thing.
Yes,
Because good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. I'm pretty good. What about you, ma'am?
I'm also doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And how is the day going?
Oh, my day was good, ma'am. I'm very excited to connect with you, ma'am. I've been
Yeah.
looking forward to joining you past few days, ma'am. But
Yes,
those
yes.
days came to my life, ma'am.
Yes, I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
understand because you were so frequent on your messages. Even I was keep replying to you, but anyhow, I don't know how we were not able to connect because of either your schedule was busy or I was busy. So something like
Huh.
that. So okay, no problem. Today we are connecting.
I'm not too much busy, ma'am. Before past few days, 2 or 3 days, ma'am, I started to connecting with the like a person, ma'am, exchanger person.
Okay.
I'm an on tutor.
Okay.
So yesterday I already told you I fixed the like a 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and I connect two tutors on Zoom meeting, ma'am.
Okay.
So that's why, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you are
Hmm.
joining any online tuition like those English Yari? Which one you have joined?
Ma'am, now I'm telling you, I think she is your first, I think, tutor, ma'am. You
Hmm.
talk with her. Can you guess who talk, like with her you talk first?
Yeah, I remember, but I
Mm-hmm.
just forgot the name. Okay, Sunita Singh Adventure.
Yes, you are right.
Yes, yes, yes.
I have
Uh,
been taking classes before 2 months, ma'am. I have been taking classes from them. With
okay, okay, okay.
yes, also Sunita, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. I was just when I started that this collaboration session, it was Sunita Singh, and she
Yes,
accepted my request, and then we made that video.
yes, I remember.
How's your journey of learning is going on? Learning English.
It is good, ma'am. And I'm learning a lot of things when I connected, like when I was not connecting with her. So that time, ma'am, I don't know about the like how to speak, ma'am. But when I connect with her, ma'am, so I learn a lot of things. And
Okay.
you can be observing that I have no any types of fear. I have no
Hmm.
any types of scare now.
This is the first thing, first and foremost thing. We should not fear. If we should not have fear when we are
Huh,
talking to somebody in English, that is the first and
huh,
foremost thing. Because the
huh.
because of that fear, it stops
Mm-hmm.
you. Whenever you are talking to somebody, it stops you to
Yeah.
open up.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you start, this is the first step, and then you learn step by step, like how I can make sentences, how
Huh,
to
huh.
talk here, how to talk there. So there are so many
Okay.
sentence structures which you can learn. So, but the first
Mm-hmm.
and foremost thing is we should start speaking. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You are now
That's
trying
why,
it.
thank you so much, ma'am. That's why I started. I will connect with a lot of people. There is no need to scare. There is no need to fear because they
Okay.
all are human. They
Yes,
are
we all
also
are.
people. Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
So, ma'am, it our first conversation, ma'am. So,
Yes.
can I start my question, ma'am?
Yeah,
First.
yeah, sure. Please introduce
Okay.
yourself first. I will follow you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me like this opportunity. My name is Rohit Tiwari. I'm from Siwan, Bihar. If I will talk about my qualification, so I have completed my graduation in 2023, ma'am. After that, I switched my career in coding sector and
Okay.
I learned approximate, yes, ma'am. I gave the time approximately 2 years in coding journey. After that, ma'am, once again, I think, ma'am, I realized if I will have to find the job in coding field in IT sector, then I have to learn about the English. It is a very paramount. It is a very essential. Then I started learning, ma'am. And ma'am, I'm past 6 months, ma'am. I have been learning English, ma'am. But
Okay.
ma'am, now I'm telling you one thing, ma'am.
Mm.
Earlier I used to live in Nevada, ma'am. But right now I'm in my hometown. Just
Mm-hmm.
recently, I completed my coding journey and I completed English journey.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came to my hometown, ma'am. But that time I was not too much aware how to connect with the people and how to, speak our thought, ma'am. How to convey your thought to any person. So that's why, ma'am, I started to talking with the people, ma'am.
Okay,
That's why,
that's
ma'am.
pretty good to know about
Yes,
you. And yeah,
yes,
it's pretty amazing. You are just continuing in this journey on like just 6 months back, and now you are able to communicate nicely, I would say.
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So,
So,
ma'am, ma'am, I'm a regular person, ma'am. I'm learning. I have to consistency. I don't want to break my consistency, ma'am.
no,
Now,
the
ma'am. But
consistency
thank
is
you
the
very much.
key. It's the primary thing
Yes,
because being consistent is very important if you want to learn anything, any new skill. Because every day, if you are
Yes.
doing something, it will definitely
Mm.
help you to learn it fast and quick.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want my introduction?
Yes, ma'am. I know about your name, but ma'am, I want to know about your introduction, ma'am. So please let it be.
Yeah, sure. I'm just briefly introducing me. So, as you know, my
Yes.
name is Rashmi, and originally I'm from UP, but I'm now living in Delhi. So,
Okay.
I work as an assistant professor by profession,
Yeah.
as well as I am in this profession for past 10 to 15 years now. I'm mother to two kids, and I'm a part-time YouTuber, and I have just started this journey just 6 months back, actually. And if I'm talking about my hobbies, I have many times said the same thing. Like, I'm fond of music. I love to read books, as well as I'm a travel enthusiast. So, in brief, this is
Mhm.
about me.
Yes, ma'am. So I can say you are the melophile.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
melophile. Is right.
Good. I know, ma'am. You started your first video was that you started to talk with the Sunita, ma'am. And this video, I think, ma'am, before
5 months back. Yeah.
yes,
Mm,
ma'am, I
mm,
remember, ma'am. So, ma'am, I have one question which is very important for me, ma'am.
mm.
So, you put your you add your name earlier. I mean, first, Doctor, ma'am, Doctor Rasmi Singh, ma'am. So, may I know what is the reason? What is the behind scene? You add Doctor Rasmi Singh.
Because I am PhD. I'm a
Okay,
professor. Yeah.
everyone you called called you at Doctor Rasmi Singh, ma'am.
Yes. If
What
you
you
are
completed in your
PhD,
PhD?
then
Uh-huh.
you can write your doctor in front of your name. No problem. So I'm
Uh-huh.
using, but I don't use on YouTube mostly. Maybe I have
Okay.
said it 2 or 3 times. I just avoid also. Like, because if people
Okay.
are
Okay.
asking me about what you are doing professionally, then I have to just
Uh,
specify it. I am PhD, but mostly I just avoid to go in this conversation.
You did not mention your, I mean, YouTube. I think I observe you in your profile. I mean, Gmail website. You put your like a Gmail Doctor S missing like this.
Yeah,
Then I
because we
man is
used to write it.
also.
It's not like I'm not doctor of like people. I don't see patients, but yes, of course, I'm writing research paper. I'm doing research work. I'm very much into it. We are the
Okay.
one who is making those drugs, which is given by prescribed by the doctors.
Yes, ma'am, yes. Now I'm telling you one more thing, which is very funny, ma'am. So earlier I was thinking if someone add the doctor like this, ma'am, in my village town there is one person. His name is the Doctor Nisivai, but his background is related to doctor. He do like a medicine and he check up the some patient, ma'am. But earlier I was also thinking if someone adds, so it could be that person can good, ma'am. So you have a lot of degree. I mean, high level degree, ma'am.
Not a lot of degrees, but yes, I completed because it was my wish to complete the everything which is related to my own area. So the PhD was the
Hmm.
final one, so I have to complete that. And I was thinking about the postdoctoral as well, but anyhow, it didn't happen.
Okay,
So, but no problem.
good. I mean, you want to you want to go to like a far. Okay. So second question, ma'am.
Mm.
You completed your geology, ma'am. Yes, am I right? Ma'am? Huh. So if you completed your geology, so which
Mm.
types of job you can be find, and what you can do for the nation, and what can what is your purpose? What is your main motive for in India, ma'am?
Okay. So I would
Yes, ma'am.
say if you have completed your BSc, that means graduation in biology, zoology, botany, chemistry, and
Ma'am,
then you
I'm talking about the
yes, yes, I'm coming on that.
PhD.
I'm coming on
Okay.
that. So if you have
Okay.
completed your master's in zoology subject, specialization is your
Yes.
zoology, then
Yes.
you can go for the PhD. You can
Uh-huh.
go for, as I opted for teaching, and along with
Yes.
that, I am also doing some kind of research because professors are assigned. They are assigned for PhD students whom they have to guide. They
Yes.
have to supervise. So, but I'm
Good.
not completely into the research. So I think these are the areas where you can go. Also, there are, forensics. The zoology students can go in the forensics as well. And,
Okay.
the degree is just a degree. If you are graduate and postgraduate, you can go for the civil services. Any exam you can go for. But
Okay.
especially if you're
Good.
talking about zoology, you can go in the research, you can go in the entomology field. There's so many
Uh,
jobs nowadays. Yes. Mm.
okay, ma'am. Good to know, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you give me some, I mean, tips to improve my communication skill? As you can be observe me, whenever I speak in front of any people, so that time, ma'am, I fumble. I started the fumbling, ma'am. and those sentences did not don't come to my mind, ma'am.
Yes.
And main nowadays I'm facing the grammar mistake, ma'am.
I would say, Rohit ji, in
Uh-huh.
starting, it happens to everyone. So, as
Yes,
you
ma'am.
mentioned, you are just doing this practice only for 6 months, and
Yes,
maybe sometimes 6 months back, this is all 6 months story now, or before,
yes,
yes. So within
ma'am.
6 months, maybe you are trying hard, but if you are just doing your speaking practice, you have just started it just 6 months back. So initially maybe you were
Yes,
just knowing about grammar, about those words, learning those new words. So there are so many things to do
uh,
together, actually, all together.
yes, ma'am.
Now you are able to at least speak, now you are able to at least convey what is going on inside your brain, but you just
Yes, ma'am.
want to
Yes.
be very fluent, you just want to don't fumble, you just want
Uh-huh.
whatever is, I just want to say, I have to say it with clarity, like experts do. So it will come
Yes, ma'am.
after practice only, because if you have reached this position even now after 6 months, then if you're
Yes, ma'am.
practicing and you are consistently doing this practice for again next 6 months, maybe within
Yes,
one
ma'am.
month within 2 months, you can see, because each and every person is different, and because their prior
Yes,
knowledge is also different. For example, for me, it was
yes.
not that difficult when I just
Mhm.
started speaking, because I was really doing it in my classes, in my college, during my PhD. I used to do that.
Mhm.
Maybe it was not that much as of now I'm doing, because I'm now
Yes,
connecting with so many people. I'm
yes,
also part of so many online platforms, and I'm now part
yes.
of some of the audio talks. So I think now I'm doing this practice too much. Earlier, I was not
Okay.
doing it so much. So it was not that much difficult for me to at least
Yes.
speak it. Maybe I was not that fluent. I was not, but I didn't have that fumble issue and those things. So it only comes after when you practice it for lots of years, and for
Mhm.
each and every individual's potential is different. Maybe somebody is going to catch it within 2 months, 3 months. Maybe somebody
Mhm.
will be able to do it within 6 months or 1 year. But this is for sure, if somebody is just going on this trap and doing their practices, not
Yes.
showing up every day and not skipping 1 or 2 days, just doing it,
Uh-huh.
then I think within
Okay.
1 year one can speak very fluently, one
Yes,
can
thank you,
be
Raghav.
able to express their thoughts. So for example, if
Mhm.
you're talking about yourself, for me, you're fine,
Yes,
you're fine, I am able to understand you, and you're very, first and
yes,
foremost thing is your confidence. You're very confident.
yes,
This is
yes,
something very important,
yes,
actually. You are showing
yes.
up, you are talking, and you are knowing this is not my primary language, and even I am knowing. There is no
Yes,
point to
ma'am.
laugh at
Yes,
anybody, because this
yes,
is not our mistake. We are not English people, we are just Indian.
yes, yes.
So
It is not our language.
it's not our mother tongue, yes. So there is no point
Mhm.
to be shame about anything. So you just
Yes.
continue and you will be fluent, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for motivating me. Ma'am, actually, now I'm telling one thing, ma'am. As I already told you, I'm from Bihar, ma'am. And
Hmm.
if I will talk about my mother tongue, like a mother language, so it is a Bhojpuri language, ma'am.
I love that.
You
I
know,
love
ma'am,
Bhojpuri. Yes.
you know how to speak Bhojpuri language.
Yeah, because I'm also from UP now. So there
Okay,
frequently I have I met so many people from Bihar, Balia, even in
okay.
Balia and Devariya people speak
Huh?
Bhojpuri. So I have so
Oh,
many
yes, yes,
friends
I
in
know.
college as well, and they used to mock
Okay.
me, like they always answer me in Bhojpuri if I'm saying something
Oh my
to
God.
make me irritated. I love this language.
I can agree with you. I can agree with you, ma'am. So, I mean, in which parts of you are the from UP, ma'am? In which
Ah,
parts of
actually I'm from
Allahabad, ma'am? So, I
actually
can
I
say there is a lot of.
completed my all education like from BAC to PhD from University of Allahabad.
Okay, I know very well. So, I can say 100%, ma'am. Like 50%, like a lot of Bihar people, they are living the also nearby
Mm.
you. So, that's why you know aware, you are the
Yeah,
aware of
I'm
that
aware.
person, ma'am.
Yes.
So, ma'am, that's why, ma'am, right now I'm talking to you in English language, ma'am. But
Mm.
after the discussion course, ma'am, if I will go to outside with my friends, so I will talk to Bhojpuri language.
Mm.
So sometimes I think, ma'am, in my side, that's why I'm not improving. It is all like my main reason. Yeah, where I'm lacking, where I'm not like giving. I mean, I'm not becoming confident. Why it's happening?
Yeah, because of that environment, because this is the
Yeah.
ambience, the environment where we are living. Even not, this is not the case for you, Rohit. This is the case for each
Uh-huh.
and every person. If I'm talking about,
Yeah.
they are not from their background, their home, their people are not talking in English in their family. So this is the condition of each and every person. So whatever what you can do is just you can just listen to those podcasts, and at least you have to create your own pseudo atmosphere, pseudo environment, which is where you are just speaking in English, you are talking,
Uh-huh.
you just become part of any group where you have that you can talk to people, about MyCP, Ace Fluency. These are those
Yeah,
platforms which
I know.
give you the chance to talk to people. So I think these are the
Yeah.
environments. That is the thing we can do only. So
Okay, ma'am. I will start
mm,
telling, ma'am. Before some days earlier, I used to lot, ma'am. Earlier, I used to, ma'am, in one day, ma'am. Sometimes I use in one day 4 5 hours. PF,
my
ma'am. Maybe you are there. So when I used to live with my PG with my friend, ma'am. So that time I used to, ma'am, in one day approximately 5 hours, sometimes 4 hours,
mm,
ma'am.
mm,
Okay, ma'am. But ma'am, when I realized now I have to what to call switch to on video call, ma'am.
mm.
So before some days I'm not.
And you don't have that shyness or all those things which we fear when we talk in person to somebody. But when you're coming on
Uh,
the video calls, that is a daring task actually. So I think if
uh,
you have just left that, maybe you can continue for half an hour, but along with that, it's very important to talk to somebody in person. And that is a kind of your checking yourself, like, am I doing
yes, ma'am.
right, am I confident, or I'm fumbling in front of others. So I would like to ask you one thing, Rohitji. As you are saying,
Yes, ma'am.
so you are
Yes,
practicing for last 6 months now, English.
yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, you are
what
right.
about your those techniques which you are following? Before 6 months, how was your English? And now, what kind of improvement you are seeing yourself?
So, ma'am, I improve a lot, ma'am. Earlier, I might not speak to like a little bit sentence, ma'am. But when I like join my classes, ma'am, so that time I was not too much aware. I go to ma'am to every day. I like ma'am, I left to my room to I'm going to taking classes, ma'am. But ma'am, I was not too much consistency, ma'am. Sometimes I bunk the classes. Sometimes I go to any outside, ma'am.
Mm,
But after completing, realize I invest approximately 9,000 rupees, ma'am, in my coaching, ma'am, that time. Then one day I realized I completed my 6 months also. I'm
mm,
not speaking well.
mm,
So like, what is the motive to go there? What is the need
mm.
to go there?
You're right, right.
Now, then I said to one friend, he suggests to me, wait, if you want to improve your communication skills, then you use this application, PUP. And I can say, ma'am, PUP was a good for me, ma'am. I speak a lot of people.
Mm.
I gave it too much, ma'am. I connected with the approximately, ma'am, on this application, 500 people, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I connected with the I mean, whole India, ma'am. All part of the India, ma'am. And I
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot of things
Yes,
in which
yes.
background they are coming and what
Mm.
we have to do. So, ma'am, so I can say peer was a good ma'am. And I improve a lot.
So you for improving your English, for practicing this language, you just opted for the audio calls, listening and audio calls
Yes,
on
ma'am.
peer app.
Listening and
Okay,
yes, ma'am. And nowadays also, ma'am, I focus a lot, ma'am, listening, ma'am.
mm.
I want and more to more, ma'am. Every
Mm-hmm.
day, ma'am, approximately 4 or 5 videos every day I watch. 30 minutes. This duration could be, ma'am, 40 minutes, sometimes 1 hour.
So I
Ma'am.
think
So
you are
I
giving
listen.
good time to English, and if you're giving that much time for next 4 to 5 months, you are going to just becoming unmatched. You are just becoming to unparalleled to anybody. You're becoming
Uh,
very fluent and master this language very soon, because this is a good
uh,
time to invest in any language. 4 to 5 hours.
but I don't, ma'am, why it's happening. Why I'm not like a. I mean, ma'am, inculcate my mind some words, ma'am. And ma'am, now I'm telling one thing, ma'am. Whenever I talk to anyone in front of them, ma'am, so those types of which I already mug up in my mind, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Like a ratification, ma'am.
Mm.
Anyone, I decide my mind. I will like use this sentence at any cost, at any hour, ma'am.
Okay, you are
Yes, ma'am.
trying to be learn this language. This is true, but we get nervous when people are in front of us. So it happens to
Yes, ma'am.
everybody. Sometimes
Yes, ma'am.
I have so many advanced words in my mind, and I'm knowing all the time. I can use those
Yeah.
words. I can apply those words. But when I have to say, I will say practical approach. I never say pragmatic approach. I was knowing
Yeah.
everything. So it's when it comes to use it. So we just, I think First of all, we should just keep our English simple as much as
Yes, ma'am.
possible. And then
Uh-huh.
slowly, when you get a command over this language, you start replacing
Yes.
one word with other word for another. Like I'm very happy today. I was so
Yes.
elated today. I can say this one.
Uh-huh.
So I think when I'm knowing very happy could be replaced with elated. If I'm not comfortable with very happy and I'm learning elated, delighted, then I don't think
Delighted.
it
Yes.
is making any sense. So we should first learn this language as simple as possible. Speak as much
Okay.
as in simple sentences. Try to learn
Okay.
those new words also and try to replace it later when you become so comfortable with this language. And I would say, if you're asking me, like, if you are
Hmm.
asking me a technique, I will say this
Yes, ma'am.
practice I really appreciate a lot. We should
Mm-hmm.
speak at least for 1 to 2 minutes on anything. Like, you can take just like this mobile phone. You can take this mobile phone
Yes.
and you can speak it. Water bottle,
Yes.
anything, the table, the almirah, the kitchen utensils. If you are
Uh-huh.
able to speak at least for 2 minutes, that means now you have learned to make those words. You are knowing how to fabricate your sentences. You are knowing
Yes,
how
ma'am.
to
Yes.
engage people. Like,
Uh-huh.
this
Good.
door is, if I'm talking about this wall, what I can speak on
Uh-huh.
it. Now, there's no point to speak
Uh-huh.
like why I'm talking about wall, but you should be able to speak about that at least for 1 to 2 minutes. So this wall is, I
Yes.
think, 10 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
height in height. This is green color. There is a texture, beautiful texture of flowering over there. How much you can? This wall is the
Uh,
separation from the other house to my house. This is the
yes.
wall of my front door.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you can use.
And more important, ma'am, it is safety for us, ma'am.
Hmm.
We are
I
just inside the wall.
So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, it is providing you safety as well. So I think
Yes.
there are so many things you can add. If you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
given a topic, you if you are able to
Uh-huh.
speak at least for 1 to 2 minutes, that means you are
Uh-huh.
really improving. And that way you
Sure,
will
ma'am. Sure.
become flawless, I would say.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely. Okay, ma'am. Now I'm telling you one more, which is also important, ma'am.
Mm,
Today, when I woke up in the 7 a.m., ma'am,
mm,
and I was in my dream, ma'am. I mean, how to say, ma'am? While I was sleeping, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. And while I was sleeping, that time I was thinking, today I will remember 7 words, 5 words, 10 words. And when I woke up in the morning, then I written in my phone 11 word, ma'am.
mm.
So in this word, ma'am, mesmerizing, inculcate, indulge, and lot of hits. I mean, now I'm telling fits and start, ma'am. Okay, and comprehensive, ma'am. But like at that time, I was able to observe what is the meaning of the and how to speak.
Mm.
But right now, I'm forget those words. So it will come to my mind like a more to more practice. Yeah, how, ma'am? I
It is
remember one
only
man. I remember one word, ma'am. Apprehensive. If someone is starting to connecting with the in front of the people, so that person is a very fear and scared, apprehensive. So I remember those words, but I forget the mesmerizing. What do you mean by mesmerizing? Like
mm.
this, ma'am.
Okay, so I think this
Yes.
is the one practice you can do for it, which I have also used to do. Even today, I use it.
Yes.
So you can
Uh-huh.
just at least, if just for example, you are taking the word mesmerizing. So,
Mesmerizing.
so you can say it
Yes.
was a mesmerizing experience when I went to mountains. जब मैं पहाड़ों पे गया,
Okay.
मेरे लिए वो एक mesmerizing experience था. This was out of world view for the whole
Hmm.
day, and you are adding it with all those memories. It's a mesmerizing. You're having your tea and you're saying,
Yes.
wow, it's mesmerizing. There's something like that. You
Ah.
just for the whole day you use it. And then
Okay.
it will become part of you. If you
Okay.
just want to
Good.
forget it, you will never forget it. This is the technique given by Nand Kumar sir on English Yaari. I have
Okay.
listened. I
Uh-huh.
just
Uh-huh.
love
Yes.
that. And I'm really very happy because I'm also using now this technique whenever I just get, for example, reinvigorated. You just go and search for this word.
Really?
Reinvigorated.
Okay.
I was knowing this word from very early time, but I was not able to use it and I was not knowing how to use it. And I'm doing this practice. Like, if I'm getting a new word, what I'm doing,
Uh-huh.
I'm just adding it with my one of the experience, which is very, for
Okay.
example, Andaman and Nicobar journey.
Okay.
I went there and it was really beautiful experience. So I can connect this experience with exhilarating journey. बहुत मजेदार journey था.
Executive.
It's like
Uh-huh.
exhilarating
Executive.
or mesmerizing
Executive.
experience. With experience, we say mesmerizing, and with the journey, we say exhilarating. If it's something very surprising, So
Okay. But
this
ma'am,
way we can learn
uh,
new words. This way.
okay, sound good, ma'am. But ma'am, like just you mentioned the exhilarating, ma'am. But there is just something like related to one word, exhilarated.
Hmm.
It is the advanced word of the happy.
Hmm.
If I am not wrong, ma'am.
Hmm.
Exhilarated.
Yes.
So, ma'am, but exhilarating and exhilarated, what is the difference between, ma'am?
Yes, that's what I'm saying you. Exhilarating
Uh-huh.
journey or exhilarated journey. But for the
Okay.
journey we say exhilarating. What I'm saying,
Okay.
this is the one thing you
Uh-huh.
can do. You just have to learn that word in context. It's very important. For example, if
Yes,
somewhere
ma'am.
I just want to say I'm happy,
Okay. Yes.
delighted won't be the
Okay.
that good word, I think. So I think in which context you're saying. For example, if I
Okay.
joined my institute, I can say I delighted to be here. I'm happy
I
to be here.
delighted to
I'm
pardon.
delighted to be
Huh?
here. Today I'm very
Yeah.
happy.
Good.
This is fine. I
Perfect.
think that in the context, we should learn the word in the context. So if you're
Okay.
learning the word in the context, it will be. And as you are asking me, what is the difference between exhilarated and exhilarating? So
Yes,
exhilarated
ma'am.
is just a past tense for you of the
Past.
happy. Yeah, exhilarate. So it means
Uh-huh. Yes.
something you're talking about an experience.
Right.
I was exhilarated, you can say. But if you're talking about any journey, it have been an
Yes.
exhilarating journey. It have been an exhilarating journey for me. So where you are
I got
using that, it will change accordingly.
good.
So
Thank you
I'm
so
also
much, ma'am.
not expert in the grammar, I would say you, but little by
Uh-huh.
little, I'm also learning, and I think we should learn from. That's why it's very important to watch few of the videos of the native people because they use it very
Okay.
perfectly. I have
Huh.
seen they use when we say like sour, they use some other word for the sour, for the tangerine effect. Some these words they are using more. So when you watch any of the what to say क्या कहते हैं लोग उसको when we show our day to day activity blogs, any blog from
Blocks.
the English people, if you are able to watch now, I
Uh-huh.
just watch one, I don't remember the name. Sometime I watch her
Okay.
videos. Yeah, so she
Yes.
used so much words
That
which
is
are
very helpful.
which you can use also in context because we are not
Okay.
knowing now
Sure.
which word we are you going to use here, tangerine or sour, which word would be perfect. Be khatta hai, tangerine bhi khatta hai. But which
Yes.
word we should use here, in which context
Yes.
we are talking.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. And ma'am,
I
last but not.
I
So
think
what you
do we
opinion
have
about
time? I don't think it's like I think five
ma'am,
minutes or
last
3 minutes.
yes, ma'am. So
After that we
last
wrap up.
question. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me. So what is your opinion about the shadow practice, ma'am? And I'm telling ma'am before 1 month, ma'am, I have been starting like every day, ma'am. I do shadow practicing on like a 1 hour every day, ma'am. But after 1 month, I realized, my God, I'm not improving. I'm not finding like a sometimes good sentence in my mind.
Mm.
And I'm not improving. There is no need to improve like a youth giving too much time on shadow practice. So why it is happening, ma'am? Shadow
If
practice,
you're
ma'am.
talking about me, I will say my own experience with the shadowing technique. I'm not knowing about others.
Yes.
I have also heard of this practice a lot, and I'm also asked the same question to many people. Like, what do you think about shadowing practice? But as of my
Yes.
experience, I would share. I also
Huh?
don't suggest like from the initially when you are just learning this language, you start shadowing practice. Don't do this because if you're not knowing the language, first you should learn
Huh?
this language now. First you should be
Huh, huh, huh.
comfortable with this language now because the person who is speaking, they are very fluent. There would be no
Huh.
benefit. You will not get any benefit when you are going to just repeat after that because you are not knowing, you
Yes.
are not that comfortable. When you are looking
Huh.
for the pronunciation, like how to
Pronunciation.
exactly pronounce this word.
Yes,
For
ma'am.
example, we say this is a day. They never say
Yes.
day. They say day. So when you're looking
Tea.
for those differences, like why go there tak खींचना है? Day. It's like
Huh.
Sunday. हम
Yes.
say Sunday. It's Sunday.
Yes.
This is Sunday. Way. So if you're learning those small things, then shadowing
Huh.
practice would be better or good. From my experience, maybe the other people say other things. They have their own opinion. But for me, it really don't give you any benefit when you are not comfortable. First, you start thinking in your mind like word should
Yes.
come in your mind na? When you are speaking,
Huh.
the word should be there
Huh.
na?
Yes.
Why you can't copy others and you will be like I'm improving now. When you are looking for the pronunciation and accent, then only you practice for go for the shadowing is good practice,
Okay.
very good practice, everybody is suggesting, but not for
Yes.
improving English but improving the pronunciation and the accent.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.